Hello again, back so soon. There's a few things to cover here. In this era of ready feminized communication and where the era of the muscle has died out, I can actually attest to doing quite a lot with my muscles in one or two workplaces, given that I never ended up in a white collar position. And the theme of this is bullying and how I didn't really use my muscles. I mean, from my early teens I had a bench press and punch bag rigged up in my parents' garage, and I've made some use of it. I even attended boxing classes at one stage at the age of 12 and did a bit of martial arts, but I have to say, in spite of attending a boys' school, I never had to actually use it. No, you hit your friends, but you don't seriously hit your enemies, do you? And what I hadn't understood is that I may have had a punch bag rigged up in the garage. I didn't have a punch bag rigged up in the simulator of my mind, and not even in emotional terms, or especially. And I'm no Jason Statham anyway, by the way, but what I was maybe physically capable of, I never put to the test with people who even now I kind of regard as deserving it. Which is a bit of a moral conundrum. I haven't quite figured out if that's right. And even today, say if a kid takes the piss out of me, I'm in two minds as to whether it really would be the right thing to knock them onto their ass. But why wasn't I suitable for the teaching profession? Well, it never got to that stage, as other videos testify to. Ever seen the film Black Death, where Eddie Redmayne at the end, sorry, this is a spoiler, but Eddie Redmayne at the end thinks that virtually every woman he sees is a witch who killed his wife or love? Well, I sometimes feel the same way about a particular bully I had, who wasn't at school actually. He was on an adventure holiday in Powys in Wales, where I went on my own when I was 14. And it strikes me that it's only recently, over the last couple of years, since I learned about CPTSD and being more judgmental about my parents, that at least to an approximate extent, everything that's ever happened to me is related to a decision of theirs. Maybe not precise extent, but even that is questionable, because it was their idea for me to go on this thing. And it's like a typical malignant thing where things are going alright for you. You play rugby, you win form prizes, you even get most of your homework in, get you most of your A grades, which I did. And yet they don't like this. They're a little bit shaken. They need relief. They need to fuck something up for you, don't they? You don't understand this at the time, of course. In relatively early puberty, or midway, and when they say that because I have Asperger's I'm too trusting, you have to laugh in a wry sort of way. And when they say things like that they thought I was different when I was 14, when I was diagnosed with Asperger's when I was 29, it's like mentally you think I should be fucking livid, shouldn't I? apart from the inhumanity of bullying itself as a subject in itself, and I tended to get rescued on one or two occasions. I had a good relationship at this school, well, to the school, really. I don't want to single anyone out. I had a good relationship with them. But I think it's rather codependent, sticking to the rules, and your treatment with CPTSD is likely going to be about getting rid of unconscious rules, unconscious acquiescence. If there's a boat to rock, there's a boat to rock in myriad intricate ways, not just the occasional thing you feel strongly about, but why you can't say it as much as you'd like to as well. And why is that? Why is it? And that's something that led me to this idea in the first place. Why can't I assert myself? Why, even now, bullying, rather than sinking without a trace, became every day? And how human rights is a strange conundrum which seems to revolve around people sticking their heads in the sand as a way of life, or nodding in agreement with each other so that nobody gets them first. Last, if anything, of course, this sort of conformism, such that you worry even about what you wear and the reactions people have to them. Perhaps I have this the wrong way round, but you just... more histrionics, more attention, more narcissistic looks, more of them being triggered by your image, your actions, which are just things like buying a pint of beer. If not a pint of milk. And, it's like, I can function, I can go shopping, but you always feel like something is being kept down within yourself. And yet, it shouldn't be. It should be a lot stronger. It's all the flashbacks, probably. What I now understand or perceive and have been taught are flashbacks, emotional flashbacks still. And the sort of circumstances that have been engineered to make you a pariah as an adult. When all of that, people say, as if without any sense of irony, why do those things bother you? Well, it isn't those things that bother me, it's people like you who are never bothered by anything like that.